Yeah, I would. Of course, I would talk to you. It'd be fun.
Really, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Would you build a house somewhere, like with a house next to it and one for me?
That'd be kind of weird. But what I was thinking was I would buy like an acreage or something and just not have to talk to people the whole time.
We are live.
I would be extremely happy. That'd be perfect.
If I didn't have to talk to anybody ever again, I'd be
so happy. Well, it's working, so we're live now.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay. We got a whole new setup in here again. We keep upgrading, and every time that there's an upgrade, there's little quirks in the system that has to get figured out. But I don't think this one was because of the equipment. I think it was just YouTube being dumb.
Yeah, somebody was using the microwave, and it was screwing up
it's
the
like
internet.
the streaming key had to be put in. I tried to do this on Thursday night, and it didn't work either. And so I was just like, crap, heck with it. And I just went back to the regular webcam.
No, somebody was on the other phone line in the house.
Maybe. Well, that one night on Thursday, Emerson was downloading a video, and or not a video. I'm sorry, he was downloading a video game.
One night on Thursday.
Oh God, see, that's loud. He was downloading a video game, and it made the stream all fuzzy, like it didn't upload good enough.
Oh, that's funny.
And it did that for like the whole hour and a half too. So I kind of felt bad.
Yeah. Did you buy enough AOL discs for tonight?
Yeah.
Like, remember those minutes, like the disc minutes?
You get 15, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That is amazing. Is this a Mac? Oh, it's not a Mac. Is it a Mac?
That's a Mac. I can tell it's a Mac from here.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think my... Oh, God. And see, this is... I got to say no thanks. And then I got to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah. So now I can see the chat, so that's good. So, we got a lot of crap to talk about, and we're starting a little late, so I'm just going to...
Yeah, we do.
I'm going to start us. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure? I'm not sure.
I guess. You're not ready?
No, I'm never ready.
Are you ready? Like Chris Angel?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex, and with me as always,
Will Brenton.
And we're here for the Hobbyplex Show podcast. We took a week off to enjoy Christmas and New Year's, and now we're back. What'd you get for Christmas?
Oh boy, what didn't I get? I got a new space heater for my basement.
Oh.
Shop thing. And it's like one of those infrared ones, and it has like Bluetooth where I can use it on my phone and stuff, and
nice.
A remote. I got the remote right here. What else did I get? My mom got me socks and a t-shirt, and my grandma gave me some money. She always gives me like $100 for my birthday and Christmas.
I wish I had a grandma.
Yeah, I love my grandma. And
it's true.
I bought a whole bunch of scooter stuff.
Yeah.
Like on Black Friday. So that like I got it was 15% off, but when you're spending $1,000 or so, it like really takes a lot off.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey Aaron, can I like buy all this stuff and just have that be my Christmas present? She's like, well, how much is it? And I was like, like, I don't know, $600. And like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just bought a whole bunch of scooter stuff. And, what else did I get? My mom got me a gift card for some new shoes. I've been wearing the same shoes forever. But I don't wear my shoes all day. Like, I wear boots at work. So I usually get a solid year out of a pair of shoes, maybe longer. What else did I get? I didn't get any RC stuff, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I got like a whole bunch of cool items. Like, I got a bottle of whiskey. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know. It's like from Colorado. My brother-in-law got us one of those, like, they sell them on Rogan's podcast, or they talks about them. They're like those bidet things that like clip onto the back of your toilet and like squirt your butthole. You like turn a dial on it. I got one of those.
That sounds fantastic.
I put that on. You just get home from a day at work, and you don't even have to go to the bathroom. But maybe you just want to clean your butt, and you just Go up there
That's
and clean your
true.
butt real quick. And
That is. I don't know if women have that problem, but men definitely have that problem.
yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a problem. I mean, I never did before, but
Oh, well.
like, yeah, I got one of those, or we did. Trying to think if there's anything else. I got some beef jerky, just cool stuff.
I got a dash cam.
Good. Oh, really?
Yeah. My wife,
cop style.
well, I don't know. It's really clear though. But my wife found a refurbished dash cam duo. So there was 2 cameras. So she put one on her car, and then I got the other one. And it wasn't very expensive. I've been looking at them. I've been wanting one for a while because I started thinking about all the stuff that I've witnessed over the last couple of years. Like when you and I were coming back from Chi-Town, and that guy was going
the wrong way.
Going the wrong way.
State.
Yeah. And let's see. When I came back from St. Louis 2 years ago, this car that passed me in the left lane ended up. He must have fell asleep or something, and his car went full speed into the ditch, and I was shocked that it didn't hit anything. And then when I stopped and went to go see if he was okay, the dude jumped out of the car, looked at me, and then ran off. So I don't know if the car was stolen or maybe he was just high on drugs or something. I saw that, and then there was this drunk driver in an ice storm a couple of years ago that I called 911 on and followed for a while, and then he ended up crossing the center line, and before I could get anybody to come out and pull him over or whatever, and I started thinking about all that stuff, and I'm like, I want a dash cam. So I got one now. I got one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got...
Now nothing will happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it usually works. And then I got a $20 gift card from my wife, a $50 gift card from my stepdad. I got... I got a Randy shirt, which I was going to wear tonight.
Yeah.
And Randy from South Park. And but I'm building the track, and I was at the track for a meeting, and then I was at the track, working on the track. So I didn't want to mess up my Randy shirt because it's blue, and it's a really nice blue, and I didn't want to mess it up, so I'll wear it next week. And then finally, I also got a new pair of shoes.
Nice. What kind?
Vans.
Nice.
But the thing is like I'm not going to wear them because it's crappy out right now. I don't want to get them all dirty.
Yeah.
So that was about it.
Nice.
I think my sister got me a South Park shirt too. I think. But it's not here yet. It's in Kansas City, apparently. I'm guessing. She's like, your present's not here yet. It's in Kansas City. And I was like, oh. And I assume that's what it was. Because I asked specifically for a Randy shirt, and then the other shirt was Stan wearing a mask going, I just want my life back.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's it. If not, I still won't be disappointed because any sort of present I get, I'm happy.
So would that shirt have been from the COVID special?
Yeah. Yep. I just want my life back.
Yeah.
So. Yep. So we had a good Christmas. Basically worked the rest of the week. New Year's we were super busy. New Year's Eve we were super busy.
Yeah.
Whew. Hold on a second, because I'm on the chat. Shane Albarico's going nuts because he wants me to give him his tracking number for his truck. So we had those B-17 Bettys still in stock, and his dad paid for one, and I shipped it today. And I was going to text David the tracking number, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm just going to say to Shane, dude, relax. It's on its way. I will get your dad the shipping number.
Yeah, Daniel Bender just texted me like 3 times, and then like I just let it sit there because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And now he just texted me a question mark.
He's a texter. He likes to drop those. He likes to drop those little question marks if you don't answer him right away.
That or every time that you answer him, he gives you a thumbs up. Mm-hmm. So you'll have like question, answer, thumbs up, question, answer, thumbs up, like over and over and over again.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah, we're busy. This is our time.
Yeah.
Everybody that's on right now, there's 19 people on the stream. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh wow.
And Really appreciate it. I know I had told everybody that we're going to do one of the drawings tonight, but we got so much stuff to talk about, and I have to go right back to the track. I'm basically building half a new track for the Techno series, so I'm not really prepared to do any of that tonight. So hopefully you're not here for that, but we'll get to it next week when things are a lot calmer. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. We were so crazy at the Plex this weekend, and the RC world's been a little crazy. I don't know. There's just where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, we could talk about like the moving around to people with silly season.
Yeah, could do that. Which one do you want to talk about first? There's so many of them. Actually, they're not really many big chassis moves, right? Not too many.
Cavalieri to Losi.
Yeah, Cavalieri to Losi is probably the biggest one. Not to discount anybody else, but I mean that was the one that was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. That and him going back to Proline as well. I mean, it's kind of neat.
You kind of knew tire wise. I was surprised by that because I thought that he had a good thing going with raw speed, and he was kind of their signature driver.
Yeah, it was kind of like he just got there.
Yeah.
At least that's what I felt like. Like he pretty much went to raw speed and then went to Proline. But it could have had. I think it had something to do with the deal.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe like since Horizon Hobby owns Proline now. Like, like, hey, you're running Losi cars. How about these Proline tires? And you can't really fault them there.
No.
That's probably all it is.
We had a managers meeting today, and it. One of the things that we talked about was how much more we can do with Proline now that Horizon, has them, as far as event sponsorships and stuff like that. Because now, it's not just, when I accost companies for stuff, I only accost companies that we sell, right? I'm not going to go, if we don't sell, Bob's Backyard shock pistons, I'm not going to go to, Bob's Backyard shop pistons and be like, give me some stuff. It doesn't work like that. So I usually include a vague number of, hey, we sell your stuff. Here's kind of our percentage. Here's kind of a percentage of how you guys are doing this year. It's usually up, just because sales have been good, and that's usually all they can really go by. Well, now I mean, Horizon knows how well we do. We're one of the better hobby stores in the country, so should be a little easier.
Yeah.
Joey Carlson's on the YouTube chat, and he reminded me that Brock Champlin not being associated either. That's a big one, I think.
Yeah.
And he hasn't said where he's going yet, has he? There's been no announcement for that?
No. I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know that he'd left until somebody texted me about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea. Why would I know?
Yeah. But. The TLR thing with Cav, it's interesting because that's kind of where he started out way back in the day. Back when he actually was Pudge, he's not Pudge anymore. He's all fit and stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, it's a fully encompassing race program: 8 scale, 10 scale, Proline.
Yeah,
sticking with
stadium truck,
sticking with much more for electronics. So it's interesting. I think S-Works has been, I would say, a brand that's on its way up. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I would say so. I mean, it's kind of one of those brands that is probably like centralized in pockets around the country. Like you might go somewhere in Texas or somewhere in New York area or something like that, and it's probably more like 8 scale oriented stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Didn't they have that 4-wheel drive?
They have a 4-wheel drive and a prototype 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, didn't they have that 4-wheel drive before that one that had like a pillow ball
Yeah.
front suspension?
Remember,
Yeah.
gosh darn it, what was his name? Josh Hall? Is that his name? Used to have
It
one at the
could be.
Plex. Back when
I've never.
like Rob and Jim and Don and all those guys were running the Hot Bodies 4-wheel drive. I think Josh had
Oh,
the
really?
Josh had the S-Works car.
Huh. I didn't know that.
And I used to make fun of him. I used to make fun of him for having the Truggy because it looked like a giant. I can't say it. A giant thing that swims into eggs in a woman's hoo-ha.
Oh, neat.
And it was painted white, which didn't help. So, anyways,
Interesting.
yeah, totally interesting. Okay. So then the Champlin thing is weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I was surprised by that one.
X-ray, maybe. I mean, if we were to speculate,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's after the first of the year. I don't know where he's. I don't know where he'd go.
Yeah, that got me.
I mean, usually stuff's kind of announced and over with by now.
Yeah.
One that I haven't seen any like movement on is Mayfield.
I don't think Mayfield's going anywhere.
He's just going to keep running Yokomo stuff.
I bet you he goes. I bet you he runs whatever he feels like for 10 scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think
that'd be awesome.
I bet you that's what happens. He's going to take the Jared route. Jared's got an awesome thing going with Techno, and then he can run whatever tool drive he wants.
Yeah, no, that would be badass.
And then I bet you. I don't necessarily know how that works, but I would assume that let's say he wants to drive a B62. I bet you he could just call up and say, "Hey, it's Ryan Mayfield. I want a B62. Can you send me one?" You know,
that'd be cool.
I would assume that it could work like that. So I bet you that's if he's not with Yokomo, I bet you that's what happens because I don't see him leaving Mugen with Adam Drake remaining at Mugen.
And I don't either. Like that's what I just kind of wondered what he was gonna do.
Yeah. But there's been a lot of jumping shit from Yokomo, which we've talked about on here before, which is, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. I don't have any inside information or anything. I'm just an observer. And then the Proline thing we kind of knew was going to happen once Horizon, became the owner. You kind of felt like there was a lot of, okay, well, we're going to go do this then.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Ty Tessman leave Proline.
Yeah.
Because they were involved with Proline for so long.
Yeah.
But
there's a pretty substantial conflict of interest there.
Sure.
With that too. But he hasn't announced what tires he's going to run either.
Mm-hmm.
Has he?
Yeah.
So,
not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So, I guess it's a good time to be an AKA driver or J Concepts driver. Even is it Hot Laps? The name of that Mark Pavitas is
Hot Race.
Hot Race. There you go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was kind of like your prediction. Like you'd see a lot of people that run they're heavy in 8 scale would go to Hot Race.
Yeah. Doesn't Ronafalk run Hot Race?
No idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
He posted a picture of his 10 scale car with foam tires on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
He
also had this really cool jacket with like embroidered stuff on it. That's what I want. I want an embroidered Hobbyplex jacket. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Did we miss anybody? There was there's a random question on here wondering about Chris Rose, but I don't know anything.
Who?
Chris Rose. I think he's a California guy, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. The name's familiar. I just wanted to show that we're not ignoring the chat.
Yeah.
We try. Some stuff we're two Midwest boys.
Yeah.
By the way,
have your voice heard.
You're the only associated driver in Nebraska.
Me?
Aren't you?
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle too? So you and Kyle, that's it. Right?
As far as I know.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
for the longest time, it was just me.
Yeah, that's crazy because we were on Saturday. You know, we had a big turnout, but then I started thinking about it, and Mason, Tom, Ashton, and Aiden Olson were here all day Friday, practicing out on the dirt, and then they ran some laps on the layout after I got it done, and I was like, man, there's 4 TLR guys here right now, and then I'm like, Ashton and Aiden make 2. I'm like, that's the most we've had here since it was me and Aiden there for a little bit before I left. And then you count Tom, and then you count Mason from Des Moines, and then now you got Trevor Paul as well, Fort Dodge. He signed us a TLR thing, and then you had Brian Vaez. I don't know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Until it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Kyle got on with Associated.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I was it for that long.
For the longest time, I was the only TLR driver in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And now that was going to Aiden, and now Aiden's got Ashton with him too. So now they got kind of like a team thing going. It's nice.
Yeah.
They seem to work. They seem to work really well together.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
And then Ashton's fast, so he'll get that car figured out too. We'll see what happens this weekend.
Yeah.
There's going to be buttloads of people here this weekend. Nebraska's lifted their restrictions to 75% capacity for all events. So that means, we don't have seating enough for 75% of our capacity, so it's going to be full, more than likely. We have 140 pit spots, so if we hit that this weekend, oh my gosh, that's going to be a long day.
Yeah. I've been working on my 4-wheel here. I got it all put together and freshened up and ready to go to come up and start club racing again.
Yeah. I got my car fixed. I haven't freshened it up, but I did fix it.
Yeah. I did the whole drivetrain and shock O-rings and diff stuff, and I need to order some diff gaskets. When I put the center diff back together, I put too much, because I just pack in the 500 weight oil in there.
500,000.
And 500,000. And I tightened it down and it split.
How did that
the gasket.
Do that again.
What?
Wait.
What did I do? This?
Yeah.
I tightened it down and it split the gasket because I had so much oil in there. Like the oil pushing out split the gasket apart. So.
Oh my gosh. So I'm looking at my phone for a second, and my 3rd grade teacher liked my post from last night.
Oh, nice.
I'm so excited.
Well, and I just thought it was it's got 500,000 in there. It ain't going to leak. And I come back the next day and it's running out where it's split at.
Nice.
So,
it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to leak.
Well, there you go. I think those are just about all the major moves. We'll find out we'll talk about the other ones that are left kind of up in the air, I guess, when it comes down to it. There's no Reedy race this year, so I guess CRCRC is kind of the first big one.
Kickoff.
Where you get to see what everybody's doing.
And
then I think it's our race. Right?
Yep.
There's no Reedy race, so then if you really look at it, it's CRC and then us. And we're full.
Yeah.
So we're about halfway paid up. There's about 150 of those entries that haven't been paid yet. So
yeah,
we'll that leaves about maybe 60 people I think that still need to get paid. Otherwise, they're going to be booted.
Right.
And there's a lot. There's a lot.
Haven't paid.
There's a lot of antsy people on the waiting list.
Yeah.
I've been. It's funny how there's been bribery attempts.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nope, sorry, I can't do that. It wouldn't be fair, you know. Try to keep this on up and up.
Well, I was talking to Thomas Tran today, And he was like, "How do I get into the race?" I was like, just text Alex, tell him I said it was cool.
Well, okay, so here's the deal, how that works. So basically, we have, if we move some stuff around, we actually have like 145 pit spots, right? So I had, I limited the race to 140 people, 140 people, and then Jake, basically, I left those 5 spots for J Concepts guests, is what I called it. So Ryan Mayfield's one of them. That kid from, I think he's from Sacramento, Kyle. Can't remember his last name right now. Darn it.
The Team Powers guy?
Yeah.
Kyle Layton.
And then I think Spencer is coming, I think, or at least I was told. So, that leaves a little bit of wiggle room, but that's it. I mean, after that, we don't have the space, and we're not going to put anybody on their carpet.
Right.
I've had that too. It's like, well, how come you just don't put tables on the carpet? Well, it's because our carpet costs freaking $9,000. Like, we're not going to risk getting it ruined. Plus the seats, they poke, they push down and they poke little pokies in the carpet, and it takes weeks for that to come out, and it's just not good for it. And then all the dirt, you just can't do that.
Yeah, it's not. Even if you put plastic down, it still affects it. So
exactly. So it is what it is. January 18th. That's when I'll purge all the non-paid entries from the J Concepts race, and then I'll fill them in from the wait list. There's 23 people on the wait list as of right now.
Woo!
So
a long list.
Yeah, and then I've had a few questions about the schedule. And there is practice on Thursday. It starts at 4 p.m. Thursday at 4.
I took Thursday off work.
Yeah.
Too.
So Thursday, 4. I think it's 4 to 9 is what I have on RC sign up, and then there's controlled practice on Friday, followed by seeding Friday night, and then 3 rounds of qualifying on Saturday. So yeah, and then Sunday, mains.
Yeah.
Haven't had one of these in a long time, so.
Yeah, I started mounting all my practice tires to get ready for the race. Yeah. And then my other tires, they should be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta place order through J Concepts for myself, for me and Emerson, of whatever's available. I actually did that back in. I ordered 10 scale tires back in November.
Yeah, I ordered mine December 12th, and I'm just getting them tomorrow.
I did golds, mostly golds for myself, but I'll probably have some silvers too.
Yeah, I have. Well, I didn't realize it, but I had like 7 sets of golds already for 2-wheel and front and rear, and then I had 4 sets of 4-wheel drive tires, front and rear, and gold compound. So I actually probably didn't even need tires. I like, oh, shoot, look at all these tires I got. And but I ordered some silver just to have in case we need them. See, I have a feeling that you could start on silver and then the track's going to groove up some and then you're going to go to gold.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I say that, and then like during the summer series, there was times that like the track wasn't quite there yet, and you could run brand new golds. So they were better than new silvers. Yeah. And silver slicks didn't work either.
Well, so Saturday night of let me look at the schedule, because the way I see it is there's no other way around this. This is a 300 something entry race. You have to treat it like it's Aurora National. So I can't just take 2 days or 3 days to get the track done. I've got to really make sure, because in case something goes wrong, you got to leave some room there. But also there's quite a bit of work to do. So Saturday night on the 30th, I'm going to go out there and start tearing the track up, and I'm going to till up the whole thing, the straightaway, everything. I normally don't do that because it saves me a whole lot of time. If the straightaway is somewhat fine. I'll usually leave it alone. But for this, everything's going to get tilled up, so all the dirt's going to be fresh. And I do think silvers will be what everybody will definitely start on, no matter what. I'm curious to see, and it all depends on the outside temperature too, how cold it is. If it's really, really cold, I mean, we could probably go to slicks, don't you think? Maybe.
I don't know. It depends on how wet the dirt is. There's been times there's frost on the track and you run treads.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've had a 10 scale dirt race in the wintertime. Period.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you gonna stay wet the track?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Actually treated it last night with some too.
Okay.
Because it's been a while.
With my experience, when you'd stay wet the track, it takes gold compound.
Right.
Like, it just takes gold. But that's not to say silver slicks would.
It was also really hot out.
Yeah, it was, but there's times that it wasn't either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to say. I would definitely bring both compounds.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, before we get into race stuff, we got in the Losi trucks today.
Oh, nice.
The big monster trucks, and I haven't even gotten a chance to look at them yet. I know we've got already. When I left to come here, I know we had a couple on hold, and I know we had already sold one. So hopefully there'll be one where I can do an unboxing on it. We're a little late to the party there because all the other popular RC YouTubers got samples of those things before anybody else did. Mm-hmm. But at least I'll be able to really look at it, get a good look at it before they're all gone for the first shipment at least. Mm-hmm. So that was exciting. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
We got in our, did I tell you we got in our T6-2s?
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it during Christmas? Like right before Christmas, I think? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then trying to think if there's anything else that was new that had really come out. Oh, the night vapors came in.
Oh, they're making those again?
Yeah. Well, they're not. Well, I guess they don't call it a night vapor. Well, maybe they do call it a night vapor. Yeah, it's a redone vapor. It's supposed to be a little bit stronger than the old ones, and it has lights on it, so it could be a night vapor.
Oh, that's cool.
But they're cool. They're cheap, and they're not cheap as in crappy, but they're inexpensive little indoor flyers.
Yeah.
I could be tempted to get another one of those just to fly around.
I had one, and there was this extremely high-pitched prop that you can get, or you could get from the Ember. Like that was the other micro flyer high wing, and it was a shorter prop, but it had more pitch. And that thing would you could do loops, and when you do a loop with it with the vapor, it's like the wing, or the top wing, is just like this parachute canopy looking thing, and it would do loops, and like you could see that thing just like bend at like nearly a Y, and then
I used to go out. I used to go out with mine in the like late at night when the wind was calm, and do little loops around my light pole outside.
Yeah, I used to fly mine in my basement.
I tried flying mine in my basement, and it was too fast. But I didn't know how to fly very well back then too, so it could have been that. And then the other thing that I did was for a little while there, we had these neighbors that used to have drunk parties all the time. Yeah. When we first moved in, and I got that thing. One night, I got that thing really high up in the air, and I kind of like let it float kind of over their house while they were having a party, and I heard, "Oh my God, what is that? Come here, look!" And everybody started freaking out. And then I brought it back over and brought it back down, and it was funny. It turned into a thing for about 10 minutes. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I used to like my vape when we fly them at the store, like the like the signs that had the chains that hung down and held them from the ceiling. We used to try to fly those through all the chains, like, and how many like laps you could do. Mm-hmm. It was like Vapor Red Bull Flutog racing.
Yeah. They're fun. I need to get I need to get another plane. Well, I don't really need another plane. What am I saying? I barely get a chance to fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try really hard to fly more next year.
Yeah.
And bike more so I can get skinny again.
Yeah, get a scooter.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Well, time is it? How much do we got in here? Yeah, we're going to take a pivot break. I actually forgot to mention pivot lending on our intro. I'm dumb.
Yeah, that's okay.
David Olson was supposed to be here tonight. He had asked me on Saturday if he could come in and hang out with us, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. Come on in." And gosh darn it, it's you take a week off and you forget how to intro a show the right way. Yeah. So for all of you, there's 23 on right now, and then there'll be more, of course, when we do the actual podcast. But this podcast is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. And if you mention our show and you work out a deal for a home loan or refinance or something, $500 lender credit or 0.125 off of your rate. And let's go to a pivot lending break while we get ready for some race results. There was a lot of racing going on at the Plex this week. So.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah!
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Okay, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending, and I'm here with
Don Zoller.
Also with Pivot Lending here in Omaha, and supports our Nebraska operations, Iowa operations. So with the tax law changes, I want to kind of get into writing off interest on your mortgage. I know for years and years and years that was appealing and probably had most folks gravitating towards a home purchase, was picking up the write-off on your Schedule A for the interest. In 2018, that changed to a higher general deduction. You can still write your interest off, but they took away the non-reimbursed business expense piece in the Schedule A. So it's tougher to, as a joint couple, and Stacy, my wife and I fall into this, without the non-reimbursed business expenses, we're better off taking the $24,400 as a joint couple. So we're no longer writing off our mortgage interest. So we're looking for ways to have the highest possible return on investment for somebody that's a homeowner or thinking about home owning. I know just kind of watching the market shift around with rates, 15-year rates being in the twos now, 26 years, I've never seen this. And I think besides your standard purchase transaction and your standard refinance transaction of just dropping a, potentially 30-year into another 30-year with a lower rate and throwing out the idea of writing off your mortgage interest because you're taking the standard deduction, single is $18,350. Let's talk about a few benefits. So, and Don, I'll let you kind of kick off the possibility of somebody refinancing out of a higher termed note. So let's just say if you're on a 20, 25 year, 27, 30-year mortgage right now, is it possible to get down to that 15 range? And with the same payment, using that 2.75, 2875 interest rate.
Well, obviously, like you said, Dave, in the past, the idea was to keep that mortgage so that you have that interest write-off on your taxes, since that's not really applicable anymore for most people with the higher deductions. The idea now is to go ahead and get that mortgage paid off as quickly as possible so that you get to the point where you can retire and not have a house payment. Rates are ridiculously low right now. Obviously, if you're in a 30-year, you can a lot of times go to a 15-year right now, pay it off that much faster, and you're looking at pretty close to the same payment as you're paying right now on a 30-year. Right. So a lot of people in a 30-year are in the fours or high threes. You can get down in 2.5, 2.625 on a 15-year, and you're not really changing your payment a whole lot, but you're knocking about 15 years off the life of your loans.
And is it safe to say the higher the balance on the mortgage, the more sense it makes to even look at this, just because
Absolutely.
of the interest has such a larger impact? So for example, if you had a $50,000 mortgage or a $300,000 mortgage, you're going to see a significant advantage on that 300,000 just based on the amount you're paying on a monthly payment on that higher amount.
And if you don't think you can pull off the 15-year, you can drop to a 22. The 20 rates are great too. So.
Yeah, totally. So the play is to, for most of us, and not all of us, but most of us are taking the standard deduction now. There's the, single is 18,350 and joint is 24,400 in lieu of the interest write-off. So the idea is to try to get your loan down into that 15-year payoff range. Don can run any type or multiple scenarios for anybody that's listening. No obligation as far as credit pulls or application. Just give Don a call.
My phone number is 402-715-9082.
Those out there wanting to pay their mortgage off a little bit quicker, make sure you give Don a call, y'all.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, what is Will doing? He's got his 2013 happy face on there when he won 4-wheel drive.
What do you mean?
Was that the year that you No, wait, was that the year that you jumped over the top of me on the last race of the year? We had that really awkward jump section in the back.
Probably. Yeah, that would have been.
Was it because it was between you and I, wasn't it?
No, it was between David Fast and I.
Was it really? Oh, no, you're right, because that was the year I was still running truck that year.
Yeah, that was the year. So we still had the oval in the center of the track.
Yeah.
And we had this giant jump that went like the entire length of the oval, but it was a pit. So it was like the pit was dug out, and with 4-wheel drive, you could just come whomping up to that thing and clear it. And I think that you could do it in 4 or in 2-wheel for like half the race. And David jumped over me on the first lap because I didn't do it on the first lap.
Yeah.
And then I jumped over him, or I jumped past him on it, like on the last few laps. I won. I feel like I won every round. Maybe. I don't remember. He might have got one, but I didn't have to race the last round. So that was a good feeling.
Well, okay. That was cool. Yeah, that was a good one. Those years, we were still having the doors open back then, right? The track was fairly dry. That would have
been, I think, the first year. No, the doors were still open then.
Yeah.
Because I remember I ran AKA soft compound handlebars, and they slicked out in the middle.
Yeah.
And my car was like pulling wheelies with those things on with the doors open, dry slick. It was pretty awesome.
We just got a $20 super chat.
What? From who?
This is now the biggest super chat we've ever had. We had a $10 one a couple times. Nick Nuthouse dropped a $20 super chat. It's not even, well, it's kind of a question. Sounds like Alex is going to need some energy drinks with hours he's going to spend getting the track prepared for this race. Ain't that the truth? I'm surprised I haven't gotten any kidney stones yet at my age, drinking all this crap I drink. And then the actual question was, will we ever see a one-off mini, I assume, race on the dirt track?
Oh, I don't know. Those are both your things.
So. So I buy 2 kickstarts a day normally, and it's a real problem because if you add it up, like I've spent a lot of dumb money in my life, but I got kicked. Okay, so I used to drink tons of Mountain Dew every day, right? And then I'm like, I need to stop drinking Mountain Dew. So then I started drinking Diet Mountain Dew. After my mom died and I got into this health kick, I started drinking Diet Mountain Dew. Well, Diet Mountain Dew is definitely not good for either. So then I'm like, I don't really like the taste of Diet Mountain Dew. It really is kind of gross. And so then they came out with this stuff. And a regular energy drink like a Monster, I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. Like, seriously. So I tried this, and it didn't have that effect, and the taste kind of grew on you. So I've been buying 2 of these a day since 2013, and they're $3 for 2. So if you add it up, 365 times 3, it starts to screw with your head. You're like, holy crap, I'm spending like $1,200 a year on soda.
Even on even on days you don't work, you still drink them.
I try to, yeah.
God.
Yeah. Casey's is right down the street.
Yeah.
So
I'm the worst on the like LaCroix water stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll drink like 2 cases of that a week, but it's still only $7 for a case of it at Costco.
But so here's the deal: you get me in a track build mode, I'll probably sometimes I'll drink 6 a day. two by noon. Usually I take a break somewhere 3 or 4 o'clock. I'll go to the gas station. Sometimes I got to get gas, to fill up the tractor or whatever. And so I'll just grab 2, and then the next thing I know they're gone. And then usually by like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I'm like, ugh. And I go to a gas station real quick and I'll buy another 2, and then I'll hammer those down, and then I usually get home at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
I was drinking Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull. That was my drink of energy that I would drink. And I don't drink it anymore because I'll die. Because my blood pressure will go through the roof.
Right.
But yeah, I was drinking one 12-ounce or one 20-ounce every day.
Yeah.
And it could have killed me.
Yeah. I've tried to cut back. So in the summertime, actually I shouldn't say, in the summertime, spring and summertime when I'm riding my mountain bike a lot, and I drink a lot more water.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll buy one. I'll consciously try to cut back. I'll buy one, and then I'll spend that other $1.50 or whatever it is on like a 16-ounce water.
Yeah.
And I'll drink those 2 together.
And if some of you are wondering how high my blood pressure was before I lost 45 pounds and was doing that every day, my blood pressure when I went to the emergency room was 215 over 123. Like
that's high.
Yeah, like I TQ'd blood pressure.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Anyway,
Was that before or after my panic attack? Because you and I both had little incidents there.
it was after, and a lot of that was my work at the time. Like after my boss got fired, my blood pressure went way down. I could drop down my medication too after that.
Nice.
But anyway.
Well, anyways, man, Nick, I don't even know how to thank you guys for these big super chats that we get. I'm coming up with something soon. This channel's going to have a sticker sheet. So YouTube has this thing where you can be a member, and we're going to make it super cheap, like 99 cents or whatever. But we're going to ship out sticker sheets to members, and I'm trying to come up with. I sent off the email to get a logo designed for some T-shirts and stuff too. So just hang in there.
Yeah, there'll be stickers for your car that you could put like right about there. Probably.
That'll say the Hobbyplex show, and it'll have a little. It's gonna have hopefully a little golden mic. It's gonna be cool. And we're gonna make sure to have those available for all of us. So, so eventually we'll get there, and that's one thing going into 2021. Now that we've been on for a year, I mean this is 1 year. It's like a year, like we're not. How many weeks are in a year? 54.
52.
52, and we're on show 49. Yeah, so we're really close to 1 year exactly. With if you count the breaks or whatever. So
yeah.
There are a lot of good questions on here. We'll get to them at the end, unless you drop a super chat, of course. But
thanks, Nick.
Yeah,
by the way.
Thank you very much. I don't even know what to say. It's crazy. But we had 111 entries at the last syndicate race.
Wow.
So, is this season 4? Carpet Crash in 4.
Yeah.
So this is our 4th year of doing carpet off-road. And when we, when I first thought about doing carpet off-road, I could kind of see a trend in RC of that type of racing starting and kind of picking up. Right. And I'm like, we can do that. We have a carpet track. We could totally do that. And so then we had to figure out, well, how are we going to make the jumps? How are we going to pick them up? Like tonight, the track is still actually on the track. I haven't picked it up yet. So I got to get that done tomorrow at some point, or have people come out and help me get that done. Either way, I'm rambling on. But with the syndicate, I wanted to have something that was not, it was kind of like the summer series, but the Team Associated Summer Series is kind of our like pinnacle event for the year. But I want to have something similar on the carpet side. But I didn't want to make a big hairy deal out of it. We're only going to award top 3. I'm not going to charge, the extra that we charge for the summer series. So the first year, we averaged about 50 entries a week for carpet racing. And then the next year, I think we were getting 60. And then the following year, we were getting 60 to 70 for carpet club racing. And then our crash-in had 100 and something entries, I think 118 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then this year, I think we got close to 100 twice. But I don't think we ever, maybe one week we fell under 70 entries. But after that, I mean, we've just been going bonkers, like bananas with the race entries.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I think our carpet off-road's pretty darn fun. I think the way we have our jump set up and the way we utilize the track, because we have to share it with the on-road guys. I don't know. I just think we're doing a good job. I hope we're doing a good job with it. It seems like we are. Otherwise, I don't think we'd get the turnout we get.
Right.
So this was the last one. So the way that we have it structured now, because we have this big dirt race right in the middle of February, one of the reasons why we started the syndicate was because our dirt track is awesome, but it's at its best, I think, let's say April through November? October?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think once it starts getting really cold, you run into a little inconsistent racetrack, because if it's 20 degrees out, the northwest corner of the track is colder than the southwest or southeast corner of the track, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and then you have to deal with the roof drip too. And the only way to cure the roof drip is to either open the doors, which it's cold out, so we don't want to do that, or don't water. And if you don't water, then the track turns to dust. Mm-hmm. So you get the roof drip. So I thought, well, carpet off-road would be way more consistent for all of us to do that in the wintertime. And then we'll just make the track more of an 8th scale style track in the wintertime for the Techno Series, because that's the other pinnacle event that we have, and it's for the big cars. And those guys aren't near as demanding. Not saying that the 10 scale guys are demanding in any way. What I meant was,
this surface doesn't require as much finesse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It can be a little weird because 8 scale guys, they want consistency too, but their big heavy cars don't necessarily need it as tight as we keep it for the summer series.
Yeah.
So that formula worked really well, but then this year we had to change it up because we had this big 10 scale race in February. So I moved our syndicate earlier, and I made it October through December, and then this was the last one, so January 2nd. And then the rest of January is all dirt racing. First with 8 scale this weekend, and then with 10 scale for the next 4 weeks, including the J Concepts race. Mm-hmm. That way we can get some practice, because it's been a while, since we've all been on dirt together, a couple months. And also we haven't really raced 10 scale that often in the wintertime.
Right.
Other than Friday nights. And Friday nights, the atmosphere is different, and the track's way different. It doesn't have the grip. Mm-hmm. So that was the plan. And, it seemed to work out. The schedule-wise, it seemed like it worked best for everybody.
Right.
So, a lot of races to go over. But, really quick, we got a super chat from Peter Renault. And, of course, the rules say that if we get a super chat, we got to answer the question. You ready?
Yeah.
This one's for you.
Ready.
You ready for this one? Can you explain the difference between the associated 2 and 3 disc slippers and the new Octolock?
So on 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive?
Well, he does have a B74, so it might be on the 4-wheel drive.
Okay. So the 4-wheel drive, I believe like you'd want to run it. So the Octa, like I have one on my, I run one on my 2-wheel, and 2-pad configuration, but it has, I don't know if you can, yeah, okay. It has like those little like fingers like in the slipper clutch that key into the spur gear.
Mm-hmm.
And what started that was on the 74. Sometimes the slipper would get so hot, like the regular stop sign style one would spin out of the, like when you're running 3, it would become unkeyed out of the spur gear. And the new one, it locks into that better. And I think since you have more surface area, since all those little fingers kind of go out into the spur gear without like being keyed in, because like you have the stop sign one, there's less material there. I mean, not much, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
So having more material there and the fingers kind of directly going out is probably going to dissipate heat faster. Is your slipper, like if you, like, let's say
they get hot.
You set your slipper and on your bench and you do the wee, 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 and then you tighten it up and you wee, wee, and do that a couple of times. Your slipper, if you touch it, it'll probably burn you. Like it'll be too hot to touch.
Yeah.
Like just after a couple of wee, wees. And the, like on 4-wheel drive, I would pretty much always run 3. That's what I've had the best luck with on carpet. On dirt, you'd want to run the center diff.
Yeah.
But it's really, I think that the 3-pad one is just going to have more initial like lock in. Like it's going to transfer more power quicker.
Right.
And so like it's almost like if you pull throttle and your car is kind of like blah, and like kind of hard to control, you'd maybe try the 2-pad just to make the slipper a little more linear. But on carpet for 2-wheel, I actually ran the 3-pad and then went back to the 2. I couldn't tell a difference, honestly. But I run the new slipper on dirt on my 2-wheel drive with the 2-pad configuration, and I think it works a little better than the old one. I think it just has to do with the more material directly touching the slipper pads or the slipper plate to dissipate heat quicker. Like I think it's more consistent.
Sweet. Okay. Well, he said he didn't know if he should upgrade. So.
Oh, do it. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Mm-hmm. I bet you won't feel a difference, but I bet your lap times are more consistent.
Right. So, let's get to these race results real quick.
Okay, just real quick.
Yeah, I'll try to burn through them because I kind of want to talk about the points really too.
Yeah.
Luckily, on the carpet, there's not that many classes. Plex Spec had Daniel Bender getting a TQ and a win.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody Mosier getting second. Cody finished just 3 seconds behind Daniel, but Daniel did really good. I was watching him drive a little bit. He had little sparks of consistency and being smooth, and he's a very setup-oriented young man, and you can kind of tell that by looking at his car.
He reminds me of a young me.
Yeah.
Because I was always that way.
Little Carson Sanders, kid's little firecracker, got third. And then it was Easton Mosier, Steve Wall, Camden Mosier, Elliot Delaire, and Elliot Lenners. I think he broke his car, so I think he was out. But Plex Spec was fun. I did have the video up this week, so they should be on Live RC's streaming service. Mini Tees, we had 14 mini tees all together on the track at the same time. And I think we got video of it from Rod Case. Oh, and we didn't answer Nick's question about the mini tee thing. So here, so that reminds me. Here's the mini tee thing. I'm gonna totally rip off an idea, which I know we can kind of make fun of other tracks for doing that from us, but this one's I'm going to give credit first, and then I'm going to rip it off. So
Hey, at least we're honest about it.
yeah. So I just snorted. That hooligan race was super awesome down there in South Carolina at Beach. And I'm like, you know what would be really funny is if we did a hooligan race with nothing but mini T's.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
So at the Crash In, we're going to do a mini T hooligan race. And then I think we probably won't have time to do it at the J Concepts race, but we're totally going to do a winner take all mini T hooligan race at the ProTech Spring Champs in April.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So we are going to have at least some fun races on the dirt with mini Ts. I'm not sure if we're ever going to have an actual race night, though.
You'd almost have to make a track on the oval.
That's what I wanted to do. Emerson actually did a really good job of making a track on the oval, but it crumbled so quickly because it didn't get watered as much as the rest of the track.
Well, that and it's so much smaller. So you know how we said that the bigger cars didn't need as much finesse to prepare a track for?
Dude.
Imagine how smooth that damn thing would have to be for those little tiny cars under it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the Mini T was ever really designed, like even back in the day, at the Mini T 10 scale or the Mini T 18 scale nationals or whatever in Connecticut, they were running them on carpet back then.
Yeah.
So I don't think that those are ever really designed for dirt.
I think a mini T race on the dirt oval would be hilarious.
It'd be cool, man. Like as long as it's smooth and nobody complains. As long as nobody complains, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So we started out with like 5 in mod and 5 in stock, and then throughout the day, people kept going upstairs and buying mini Ts and wanting to race.
Yeah.
So I would I'll just throw you in. So we threw everybody in. So in the end, there was like 14 of them, and a couple of them I didn't even enter in the computer. They just wanted to run in the heat, and I was like, that's fine. But it's kind of jumbled up. But Derek Wood won with mod. Caden Berdine got second, and I think Ashton Newton was the third place finisher with the mod guys. And then Easton Mosier, I believe, won stock. Phil Palmer, who never qualifies, he just runs the main, finished second. And then I think it was Steve Eichler and ended up finishing third. There was so many ball cups popping off. It was insane. We started like Tom was marshaling, and we started keeping like a tally of how many ball cups were popping. It was basically one a lap usually from a mini B.
Yeah.
So those TLR ball cups, man, they're hanging in there.
It's nothing. Nope.
Stadium truck. So Caden Berdine finally got a TQ and a win. I think he's TQ'd a couple times, but early in the year I ended up passing him at one point, and then I think another time him and Dayton like crashed together at one point. So he finally got up there and got a TQ and a win. Dayton Mosier was second, and John Berdine was 3. His dad finished third. Wes Hicks finished 4th. Ryan Hodgson was 5th. Michael McKnight was 6th. Kurt Benson was 7th, and Ashton Newton was 8th. And I think it was the McKnight's first time down here. So they seemed to have a good time. Two-wheel mod. This one's a barn burner, and I got it on video. I posted it earlier on our YouTube channel. Tom Rennerneck TQ'd, but he crashed first lap. I think it was first lap. Maybe it was second lap. It doesn't matter. Mason Fuller got around him. Mason, I had a pretty big lead because I think Tom got marshaled in eighth place or really close to it, and he had to kind of work his way back up. Aiden Olson finished 3rd. Caden Fuller was 4th. Caden Berdine was 5th. Ethan Delaire was 6th. David Peevler was 7th, and Derek Wood was 8th. It was just it wasn't rough. It was just everybody was really going for passes in this one, and so it was good racing. A couple just like Ethan Delaire just got really unlucky a couple times. Like he would pass and then flip in the next corner, or he would pass and they'd get together and or get hung up in traffic once or something like that. Aiden Olson was really smooth getting through that. He was getting pressure with Fuller and Ethan and David. They were all kind of together there. Derek Wood was in there, but he bounced around a few times. So it was just It was crazy. Tom tried his best to track Mason down. He kept hot lapping it, and I think at one point the gap was 6 seconds, and I think he chopped it down to like 0.9 of a second at the end or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. He crashed one more time right like the second or third lap from the end, and I think that pretty much sealed the deal. So, but Mason seemed to have a good time. That's the first time I think he's had a good run with the pins. So
yeah.
Expert buggy. You had Dayton Mosier taking the TQ and winning this one. Mike Sanders was close. He hadn't won this year. He finished second a lot. He had the lead at one point in this one. Him and David were really close together all day. They were really close in qualifying and then in the mains. Peevler finished third. John Berding was fourth. Chance Rolk was fifth. Tyler Brincroft was sixth. Dylan Reef was seventh, and Caden Sanders was eighth. The thing about this race was that David and Chance were very close in points, and Chance got in big-time trouble at the start of this race. And speaking of that, he's got new cars because he's sponsored by Associated now.
Yeah.
And so he was running all of his new stuff. So I think he was still kind of figuring it all out a little bit. But he ended up qualifying second. But in the main, I mean, at one point, he was either last or seventh for a good chunk of it. And David was not. David was up in like second and third. And I think on the last couple laps, Chance kind of worked his way back up to fifth. And I think if he wouldn't have finished fifth, I think the points would have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
So let's see. Back out of here. Independent buggy. Joe Schnoes got a win to finish off the year. Qualified fourth, finished first. Jake Poteet finished second. Dylan Reef was third. Jeff Thorson was fourth. I believe that's Jeff's first time on our carpet. I think he's been overrunning dirt in the summer series and stuff. Phil Palmer was fifth. Jana Peevler was sixth. TJ Williams was seventh. And Kenny Danley, there was something wrong with his car today or yesterday or whatever day it is, and finished eighth.
Yeah.
And then finally in four-wheel drive, you had Chance Roll getting the TQ and a win. David Peevler finished second. Nick Pavlo was third. Mike Sanders was fourth. Dayton Mosier was fifth. Tyler Brincroft was sixth. Matt Mosier was seventh, and Wes Hicks was eighth. 13-5 again was very close in points between Chance and David. But Chance kind of had this one from the get-go. So he found something with his previous cars early, and kind of rode that out until this week and still did really good. So
yeah.
Let's go to Dirt Oval real fast. So we go from Saturday carpet off-road with 111 entries to Dirt Oval, which only had 67 entries. And I say only because the previous couple rounds we've been hitting 80.
Yeah.
But if this were 2 years ago, 67 would have been a knock out of the park for us.
Right.
So it was still a great day there. And the mains, let's see, where do we start at? I tried to watch some of the mains, but I was kind of getting everything ready because I had to stay last night and really start working on the track.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have trouble racing Dirt Oval because every time I've raced Dirt Oval, I've gotten hit from lapped cars.
Right.
Most of the time, I've gotten just completely cleaned out by a lap car. Like, they don't get out of your way. And if they do get out of the way, it seems like they run into you right after that. Either that or you got to drive extremely defensively when you're racing out there. And part of it's because the track's a little bit small and we're going so fast. But I have a hard time mentally keeping myself from freaking out when I race Dirt Oval. And I watch these mains, and I mean, some guys can get a little bit vocal, but for the most part, everybody's just like, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I have a hard time watching the races because I'm like, oof, like if that was me, I'd be like, screw this.
Yeah.
There'd be a car with a big old foot mark on it,
Yeah. Well, you have to run those cars so loose to go fast. So it's like they're already on the ragged edge.
Yeah.
Somebody like barely touches it at the wrong point, and it spins out just because it's almost spinning out all the time. So,
Yeah, no
anyway.
doubt. So SC modified, 13.5 SC mod. It's kind of confusing. It's not modified motors. It's 13.5 SC mod. You had Chris Flower had took the TQ in a win. Greg Hart got second. Shaggy was there. He got third. Trevor Langdow was fourth. Shane Nielsen was fifth, and Chris Lasney looks like he broke out early.
Yeah.
And let's see. Then we move on to B mod, and there was only 3 cars. Wyatt Sprague took the win. Rod Clark was second. Dalton Hallbaker was third. And then you move on to my favorite class in Dirt Oval, which is called Mud Boss.
Mm-hmm.
These are basically just tracks of slashes with modified bodies on them. But I love the name, Mud Boss.
The boss of the mud.
Yeah. Matt Solberg qualified second, finished first. Jim Langdow qualified first, finished second. Carter Langdow was third. Chad Williamson was fourth. Chris Lasney was fifth. Rob Jensen was sixth. Tim Hoffwalt was seventh, and John Peterson was eighth. And then 410 sprint. Wow, they got it. They got the mod guys done early. So, kind of the usual suspects here. Craig Moline with a TQ and a win. Brandon Heitshoe finished second. It's usually one of those two in this class. Ninja, who I found out was Mike Lafferty.
Yeah.
Finished third. Our boy Wade Gehring finished fourth. Our other boy, who's actually a boy, Nate Sutherland, he finished fifth.
Yeah.
Mike Archer was sixth. Bob Hamilton in the Wiener truck was seventh. Craig Ferguson was eighth, and they put in a ninth car out there. Phil Beardshire looks like he broke out. He finished ninth. 9 cars on that track. Whew. I mean, our track is fine. Don't get me wrong. I've seen video. What drives me nuts is when we first moved the track over there, it was small. It was a tiny little paper clip, but I've sort of gradually made it bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think now it's a very decent sized dirt oval. It's not too big. It's definitely not small. And I've seen video of other tracks that these guys go to that's smaller than ours.
Right.
But 9 cars seems like a lot. It's just me. But what are you going to do if you got 9? And it's like when I put 9 in mod 2 wheel at the Syndicate on the carpet. Like 9 cars, 8 cars is enough on carpet off-road, on our size carpet off-road, I think. 10 would be rough.
And a lot of it, we could probably do 10 cars if we had, everybody was just as fast as the first place vehicle.
And that's true. But these guys that race 410 are all pretty good.
Yeah, like we have, it's the when you have a class that has a lot of skill differential from first to
right.
That's
when it gets hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. This SC modified that they were actually running mod motors. So Paul Bowden got a TQ and a win. Matt Solberg qualified second, finished second. Jim Langdow from the 6th spot up to 3rd. There's Taco in 4th.
Who's Taco? Do you ever figure that out?
Kind of. To be honest with you, I kind of don't know his first name either, but I know that he comes from I believe St. Joe.
Okay, cool.
And he told I believe it's the guy that he came up and got some stuff, and then he reminded me that he started the MDRA back in the day.
Oh,
and that was a dirt oval thing.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. Chad Williamson was 5th. Tony Neria was 6th. Chris Flower was 7th, and Carter Langdow was 8th. I hope I'm getting the Langdow last name correctly. Shane says he knows who that is. Well, instead of saying you know who that is on the chat, why don't you just write the guy's name out so that we can say who that is? Shane. Late model, Craig Moline, TQ and a win. Craig Ferguson was
Nice.
second. Nate Sutherland qualified fourth, finished third. Bob Hamilton finished fourth. Brandon Heitshoe dropped down to third. Dalton Hallbaker was sixth. Matt Solberg was seventh, and Paul Bowden was eighth. And then we got 2 more. Street stock. Tim Sutherland took the win in street stock. And 3 weeks ago, he couldn't keep his car straight. Like unfortunately, I took video of it and put it on YouTube. But he was like, dude, why didn't you get video of me this week? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Man, I loved him. He's a man.
Yeah.
Everybody wishes it could be as cool as Tim.
He's always volunteer marshaling. He's always volunteering to blow the track off. He's bringing his kid everywhere. So
one of the coolest guys in RC.
He's got a beard. Dalton Hallbaker was second. Tony Nier was third. Steve Foster was fourth. Jim Harden was fifth. John Peterson was sixth. And Shane Nielsen was seventh. And then finally, the big show, the 360 Sprint. This is the biggest class they have, so he runs it last. Craig Moline, another TQ win. Got the sweep. Craig Ferguson from fifth to second, and Nate Sutherland got another third. Lafferty was fourth. Mike Archer was fifth. Phil Bearcher was sixth. Wade Garing was seventh. And Derek Sprague was eighth. So there you go.
Nice.
And then finally, before we get to questions, I want to go over the points really quick for the syndicate. I forgot.
Okay.
And just to wrap it up for everybody. Hopefully, let me get to the right thing. This is going to take me a minute.
All right.
There they are. Did I post them? Yeah, there they are. Let's go.
I don't know.
And then view on Facebook. And then there it is, view on Facebook. Okay, so points. All right,
cool.
Here we go.
All right, yeah, points.
We're just going to do top three because that's where, should we do top three?
Top three?
We only gave trophies to the top three. So did we do top three?
Yeah. Let's do top three.
All right. So 13.5 four-wheel drive had Mike Sanders in third, David Peevler in second, and Chance Rolk took the Syndicate Series win.
Nice.
502 to 500 for the between first and second.
Woo!
David had more TQs, but Chance had more wins.
Nice.
13.5 Stadium Truck. Dayton Mosier finished third. Caden Berding was second, and I took the win in this one. I had 4 TQs, but 5 wins. So I wrapped it up in week 5.
Nice.
I actually got to sell my truck. I sold my truck on eBay.
Yeah.
It was nice. And then let's move on to Expert two-wheel drive buggy. The same top 3 from 13.5 Wheeler. Mike Sanders finished third. David Peevler was second, and Chance Rolk took the win. It was $499 to $498. So, David just needed Chance to screw up in the last one, and it didn't really happen. So, Chance had more. He had 3 TQs to David's 2, and 4 wins to David's 2. Dayton Mosier had the other 2 wins in the round, but his throwout was a 94 to Mike Sanders' 96. So that's why there was a tie for third, but Mike had the better throwout. Independent two-wheel drive buggy, Nate Hogan-Miller finished third. He was tied with Joe Schnoes for points, but again, Joe had the better throwout. And then Jake Poteet took the win. It was $497 to $494. And I think that independent buggy actually had more different winners than any other class. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Looks like Kenny Danley got a couple wins. Phil Palmer had a win. And then both Joe, Nathan, and Jake had a couple wins. So that's interesting.
Nice.
Mini T stock went to Jake Poteet. And then I hope I gave the trophies out right because it only showed who made 5 rounds. So I actually have I think a second place Mini T trophy hanging around somewhere. Mod was, Mod Mini T was Derek Wood, Caden Berding got second, and then Grant Noonan got third.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mod 2-wheel, Tom Rindernecht got the win. He was worried that he missed too many rounds. I was like, no, dude, you only missed 2 rounds. You're good. I think he locked it up last round, actually. But he ran anyways. So, because why not? Because it's fun. Otherwise, it's not fun. Aiden Olson got third. Ethan Delaire finished second, and Tom Ruderneck took the win. And it wasn't really that close. It was 504 to 495 to 491. And Tom Ruderneck got 5 wins. Ethan got 1, and Derek Wood snagged a win in there.
Yeah. I kind of wondered if I took carpet as seriously as I did last year, if I'd still would have won.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if I'd still done well.
I think you would have done really well.
You think?
Yeah. Everybody crashed. Even Tom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Plex Spec. Let me change a page over here. There we go. So Plex Spec had Carson Sanders with a 3rd place in Plex. Grant Noonan didn't make the last round, but still had enough points to finish second. And then Daniel Bender, I'm pretty sure he locked it up last week or a couple weeks ago. Took the win.
Yeah.
So it was 503 to 489 to 485. So it was a pretty big split between the kiddos racing in Plex Spec. So that's it. That wraps up our syndicate for this one. The next carpet racing will be February 13th. That starts our triple scoop. That's what I'm calling it, because everybody uses Triple Crown.
Yeah.
It's a triple scoop of carpet, and the top 3 in each class are going to get a gift certificate to Zestos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, you want to get some questions?
Sure.
All right, let's get to some questions real fast, because there was some good ones in here. And what are we at in time? Oh yeah, we got kind of long, but whatever. Richard.
Yeah, whatever.
Richard doesn't care. He's fine.
We got a lot to edit out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Starting from the top here. Let me see. Michael Root wants to know if we've ever caught the thieves that stole from the Plex a few months ago. The answer is no.
Good question.
They're wearing masks. We actually talked about this today in our managers meeting, and unfortunately, they're wearing masks. It's pretty hard to locate the guys when you can't see their face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one kind of sucked. If we didn't have the mask mandate and they weren't wearing anything, I mean, we probably, with the magic of Facebook, we probably could have caught them again. But not saying it's open season on stealing from us, because we've got really good cameras, and also, you know, the way we have our store set up, it's still pretty difficult to do. But nope, not yet. We did catch the other 2 though. And I actually went to the sentencing on one of them. Or was it sentencing? No, it wasn't really a trial. Like I got a summons to go to court in case they had to have me as a witness. And then he pled guilty, because of course he was guilty.
Yeah. We were just like, woo!
No, you had to be like super quiet. Otherwise you'd get contempt of court or whatever.
Oh.
I was sitting there going, because they didn't. So he got sentenced at the same time. Like he pled guilty, and then the guy sentenced him to whatever, and it was another. He had already served some time, so he had some time added on to his time that he had done, or whatever it was. I don't know. But I was sitting there. I almost wanted to say, "Hey, wait a minute! Don't we get any money back?"
Yeah.
Like that. That was frustrating, because I'm like, wait a minute. He gets to keep the car or whatever he did with it, and just sit in jail for 90 days, and we don't get anything.
Yeah.
That was weird to me.
I used to imagine you there with like one of those like drinky hats with like 2 beers in it, and like a big foam finger, and like a noisemaker in the other hand.
Yeah.
Like hot dog. Like, get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just excited to be there. Anyway,
going to court for me is like going to a hospital. I just keep my mouth shut, be really quiet, and just try not to make a scene. Because I've been to court now a couple times for traffic violations, and the both times I've got out of it. So whatever I'm doing seems to be fine, but I didn't want to do anything dumb.
Yeah, I've never been to court before.
Steve RC, what is the food chain with Horizon Hobby? It seems they own a crap load of companies. So
They sure do.
I'm not necessarily sure what you mean by food chain, but they do. And, you know, it is what it is. If you're going to be a successful company, then you have the benefit of purchasing hobby companies, I guess. I mean, it does make it easier on the hobby shops to have everything kind of in one distributor.
Yeah.
And so far, like all the things that were said when they bought Losi back in the day, I remember was, oh my gosh, Losi stuff's going to get so expensive now. It's going to, everything's going to be ruined and blah, 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 blah. None of that came to attrition or came to reality, So I think the same thing kind of applies here. They're definitely the benefactor of Great Plains going away. They took on a lot of their companies that they had control over and owned, Axial, Arma.
Right.
And they're doing really good things with Axial and Arma now, So, yeah, they do. And what are you going to do? It's just, they're consolidating supply, I guess. It's probably a good thing. It's a good thing for hobby stores in a way. Because you don't have to go with, what really sucks is going direct to everybody. If you're a store like us that does the volume we do and we're always busy, trying to do all these direct orders is a nightmare. A, keep a track. You got to keep track of them. And then B, just trying to get the right stuff. Where you have where you have an entity like Horizon Hobby, if you, there's ways to, help your customer out in ways that's not normally available to you if you went a different route.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely, I don't think it's a bad thing. At least not yet. It's just, I haven't seen it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't order anything from them. I haven't had a need to. So
yeah.
Yeah. I really don't have an opinion.
And it is nice having Team Associated back at Horizon, because for a little while there, they weren't.
Right.
That was kind of a bonehead. That was a bonehead move, in my opinion.
Just distributing.
Yeah, distributing, not owning, but just distributing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that move back in the day. I think it was 2011 that went on for a little while. Mad Thunder 2, he's back on here tonight. He wants to know how come F1 Pan Car isn't as popular as other classes. They're freaking hard to drive.
Yeah, it's more of like, because the scale speed is so much faster than what they would be going in real life. So those cars, when they're going triple the mile an hour that they would normally, it's like I don't know, it's just like something weird happens to where they lengthen that chassis and narrow it up, and it just is broken. I don't know. I mean,
they've gotten a lot.
To find a good F1 car.
They've gotten a lot better. I mean, I've driven Kenny's once or twice, and compared to the F102 that I used to have, is it F102 or F104? Which one's the two-wheel drive one? Because they had a four-wheel drive one, which didn't make any sense. But the two-wheel drive one that I had, it was a while ago. Compared to that one, like these drive better, but they're still really weird. They're darty, and they I don't know. It's just weird. But it was a lot worse on gray carpet. On black carpet, they're not terrible.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. That Exotech car looks freaking sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to buy the Exotech car, and then you got to get their upgraded axle. So it's like uber money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But in my opinion, it's because they don't drive near as good as a four-wheel drive touring car.
Yeah.
Or 12 scale. 12 scales drive way better.
Yeah.
Plus, they're running with rubber tires, too. I bet you if they had foam tires, that they might drive a little bit better.
I think so.
Let's see. Papinow's on here. Brady, he wants to know any tips for a newish racer going to the J Concepts race.
Practice with the setup you like, and then just run that setup, maybe tweak it a little bit, and then just make sure your tires are right.
Yeah.
Tires.
Yeah. Tires are way more important than your overall car setup. Like tires are your car setup.
Mm-hmm.
And then just learning the layout, and then not being frustrated with the lines for practice.
Yeah.
And tech if you're running spec. Little things like that if you've never been to one of those races before, where the line goes all the way to the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, it's just part of it. I'm going to try to make it easier. I'm going to try to break it down by class type. So like I'm going to take how many buggies we have signed up and how many trucks we have signed up and just look at it and go, okay, buggies are going to get 2 hours, a 2 hour block here, and then trucks. And then, you know, a 5-minute run for beginners because there's only one heat. And then we'll do it again. We'll probably do, you know, get 4 of those in a day before seeding, you know.
One thing that I wish that a track would enforce, I'm not saying we need to do this, but me being a one-man show at these events, it does get frustrating when people are standing in line holding like 3 radios.
Yeah.
And then like 3 or 4 people come up in front of you and then you don't make the next heat and they had just run and just marshaled or something like that.
Yeah.
That always really grinds my gears.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of douchery when it comes to practice at these events of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know at Smack Track when I went down there, and I didn't know that they did this, but they had you marshal before your race or before your practice.
Yeah.
Which I could see working down there, but on our huge track, I think it would take longer to get the up and down done.
It probably would. I just wish that somebody would do a rule like you must wait in line with your radio or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like you have guys, they'll get like an extra 4 practice sessions in a block.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I mean, when you're one guy, like you just lost like, and they'll go run their car, have their guy in line and go change something on their car and come back and then just go right to the front of the line.
Yeah.
Like you're pretty much, I mean, you have a chance, but I mean, you're definitely behind the 8 ball a little bit compared to that. Like, how do you compete with that?
Yeah, I know.
Or even just getting runs on your tires.
Right.
Like, it just sucks. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, maybe
some tracks do like a tee time type thing too.
Yeah.
I'd love to do stuff like that if we had help, which doesn't exist at our place.
Right. I always kind of thought it'd be neat if we just set up the heats.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, that's how Roar does it.
Heats.
That's how Roar does it.
Yeah. That would totally negate all of that instead of just like a free for all. But you know, I'm sure some people the guys that have a guy to stand in line would probably be the ones that complain. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I hear you. There's no right answer for that stuff either.
Right. No, I should like
other than no practice.
No practice. Well, I mean, the answer is just to like set the heats up and then just have you run your heats. But
yeah,
that would be the only thing that I could think of.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Mad Thunder again. HPI is making a return. Do you think they'll be able to compete with Traxxas and Arma? Okay, so where are we getting the information that HPI is making a return? Because I've been told that HPI has been making a return for about the last, 10 years now?
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much when Tessman's left, that was their last.
Well, that's job. Hot Bodies, though.
Yeah, that is Hot Bodies.
Not even
Never
HPI.
Mind.
HPI just went the way of the dodo here in the States.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible. We get guys coming in with Savages and stuff, and you know, there's no parts available.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. I'll believe it when I see it. I remember at the convention, the Hobbytown convention a couple of years ago, they had an HPI booth and there was a new guy there, and we introduced ourselves and talked. He's like, yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do all this stuff, and all we ever got a hold of were like HPI sprints, like the drift cars and stuff, which we ordered because they're cool looking. That's what people buy those because they're cool looking.
Yeah.
But the stuff that people really wanted, like, you know, Savages and Savage parts and, you know, mainly that, and HPI 5B stuff, yeah, it was gone. And I haven't seen it yet. And yeah, I think the market's totally different. I think now in the basher market, you have Traxxas or Arma.
Yeah.
There's other companies that have been trying to kind of crowd in. You've got the Corrali stuff, which is basically just Arma stuff, either rip off or rebadged. I'm not really sure how that works out, but it's pretty much narrowed itself down to those two. I can't see a third one. It's kind of like Team Associated and Losi. I can't really see a third one making any moves on that right now.
Right.
That's just my opinion too. But from what I see as a hobby shop guy,
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be really difficult.
Yeah.
All right, moving down the list. Mad Thunder's gonna also wanted to kind of back up what he said about the F1 stuff. Is on-road not being popular in the USA? Why is it a thing? He takes a look at other countries and it seems like it's very healthy. Is it real or is it just him? And I think we've talked about this before. This comes up every once in a while. I think on-road has its pockets of popularity, especially in the northern states where it's cold and carpet racing is more common.
Yeah.
But it's definitely down from its heyday. 2000, probably 2000 to about 2008, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty much when everything went to carbon fiber cars.
Yeah.
When it became a lot less popular. It just became like the cars just became absolutely disposable.
Yeah.
At that point. But that's kind of what killed it. They priced themselves out of it.
Yeah. They've definitely priced themselves out of it a lot. On-road's kind of hit and miss sometimes. The on-road winter series this year we're not getting numbers like last year. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe COVID has something to do with that. Could be a different crowd.
That's what I think.
So,
more than anything.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Lynn Nelson wants to know if we're marking pit spots ahead of time for this weekend's Techno Series. The answer is no. It's open seating. You only get 4 feet. So all of us that were used to getting 8 feet during the COVID stuff, now we're back to 4 feet. So I get to be the pit Nazi once again.
Yeah.
No soup for you. What else do we got? Why aren't you guys watching the junior hockey RN? I don't know what that is. Well, I know what junior hockey is, but I don't really watch sports that much. Do you?
Yeah, I pretty much just watched our local college football team get beat every week, and then I watched the Kansas City Chiefs totally dominate. Those are the only two.
Yeah, I don't care about
games I watch.
The only sport that I actually give a crap about that I will sit down and watch anymore, and it's funny because I was going to bring this up, was Supercross.
Yeah,
I don't even get a chance to watch motocross anymore, but I love Supercross, and I'm going to buy the Supercross package or whatever it is so I can actually watch it this year.
Like I watch Supercross, but I mean that's like motorsports stuff.
Yeah,
I don't consider that like the same as like a ball game. It's just two different like segments.
That's true.
And I think that riding a motorcycle like that is actually more difficult.
Way more difficult.
Or driving a race car.
Like their core has got to be crazy on those guys, workout wise.
I would argue that all day.
Like you don't see any fat Supercross guys, unless it's like like leisure type, 40 plus racing at the fair or something like that.
Yeah, and people would say, "Oh, why isn't there as many people that do it?" It's expensive.
Yeah, that's
racing
true.
Anything is expensive.
Yeah, that's totally true.
You can't just go out and practice your heart out. Like you got to have good stuff.
Caden Bearden wants to know. So just to say, it's not that I don't like hockey. It's just that around here in Nebraska, I don't even know where I would be able to watch it anymore at.
Yeah, I've just never been into hockey. Well, as a little kid, when Mighty Ducks came out, I liked hockey then.
Yeah, I watched. Omaha's got the Lancers, and I've actually gone to a Lancer game once or twice, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've gone to some Stars games here, but nothing. Yeah, it's just like I don't go out of my way.
Ooh, here's one.
And nothing against it. But,
yeah,
just isn't that popular.
Less maintenance, Losi or Associated for 1/10 scale?
Associated.
Yeah,
I think so.
I agree. Easier maintenance too. Right
Yeah,
now it
you
takes
pull
like
it-
14 screws to change the diff out on a low-C car.
Yeah.
That's
Nothing against it.
Still a
but-
big gripe of mine.
Yeah, nothing against low C, but I definitely think the associated cars, it's like I have a setup on my car right now. I've been running since July. Took it down to Kansas City as 5th overall in 2-wheel. I didn't change anything on my car. And I'm going to practice with this thing, and it's probably going to be good. I mean, not to say I don't maintenance my car, but I mean, I definitely maintenance it. But
Yeah.
I think they all require a certain level. I haven't driven a low C car in 12 years. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're definitely, both are, is going to be good equipment. But I think that for ease of use, it's pretty much just the diff that separates the two vehicles. Like for maintenance, it's definitely easier to maintenance associated car just because of the diff. But that's really the only thing. And, really, I mean, just because it takes longer to take the low C diff out and like maintenance it or change the diff or whatever you're going to do, it probably just makes it seem like there's more work or more maintenance involved. But
yeah,
I mean, really, they're probably both about the same.
Last one, then we got to go because we're running way long on this one. I kind of figured we would.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah. Steve RC just wants to know, what is Blinky? He doesn't know what Blinky is.
Blinky is no timing in your speed control. So everybody has, like, all the horsepower is coming from the motor. Like you're not cranking the timing on your speed controller to get like that timing advancement to put that high drain on your battery to go faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much a way that you can make a speed control that make it show a way that has no timing. So it's like it blinks. It's like, hey, I got no timing in me, and there's a lot of popular brands of speed controls that do that. That's just kind of the set standard for showing that, hey, I'm not running timing. It blinks.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. There was, remember, in like 2010 when the Tekin speed control had like 6 degrees of timing and blinking.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah, I did.
and Tim because I ran that speed control. It's like, man, my car's like way faster than everybody else's. This is awesome. In on road in 21.5, and Tim was like, yeah, that thing's got 6 degrees of timing in it and blinking. I'm like, oh, I'm never updating this thing.
Yeah.
I'll never update the software in this thing then.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right. Well, we better go. I'm getting a couple things from work. I gotta call back on. So.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, good show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I think at our peak we had close to 30, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
So, anyways,
this show is brought to you by.
Yeah, thank you. This show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group, and you can find them at pivotlending.com. You can get a hold of Don Zoller, or if you must, try to get a hold of Aiden Olson, Dad, but he's pretty hard to get a hold of. He's supposed to be here tonight, and he's not here.
Yeah, just call Aiden Olson's dad,
yeah.
though.
If you get something done with them, you can get $500 lender credit or 0.125 off of your rate, and yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. So,
yeah, I'd get to 1.125.
Yeah, totally. So
that I do.
There it is. Thank you guys, and yeah, Shane's on here. He's like, don't forget to send my dad the shipping number for his crawler. Yes, I will try to remember that when I get to the track. I got another, time is it 8:30? Holy crap, I got another like 6 hours to go at least.
Yeah,
so,
the more you ask, the more days
the longer
it's
I'm
take.
gonna, yeah, exactly. So okay, so with that, we better go.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Sorry for the late start, but we have there's a whole new setup in here, and sometimes the YouTube live stream thing doesn't quite connect, and we got to like restart a computer and have it reconnect or something like that. I don't know, something stupid, but we figured it out.
So we had to get more AOL minutes.
Yeah, no kidding. So, All right. We'll see you later. And yeah, we're going to